Afternoon. Good morning. What have we got today? Had a great day off yesterday. Day off, haha. Yes, the paper is out. The paper is out for, who's out? Suga-san. She's printing the 15th print in the Mystique series this morning. The one with the difficult hair. She's been postponing. No, I didn't go to Ome. I don't remember when I was in Ome last. I know. Worked here. I had to get ready. I just got this off. The Hanami cats. I had to do the last of the color separations for Hanami cats. So the last block is now on the way to Kawasaki-san, our carver. And when that's ready, it'll be all the blocks for all three prints in the Hanami cats are ready and nobody to print them. This morning's work is going to be, first step is going to be some embossing. Look at all this conversation. What's been going on? How long have you guys been here? All night long? You're nuts. You're nuts. Nah, just 20 minutes. Yes, paper is out. Thank you. Okay, this morning's job is going to be embossing. First part of this morning's job is embossing. Okay, some of you would have seen these. A couple of days ago, I got these prints from Kubota-san, the JJ6 prints. But Kubota-san, I was going to say he's a lazy guy. He's not a lazy guy at all, but he couldn't be bothered with having his name on. You know, we want to put the craftsman's name on these. And he says, no, I don't care. We don't do that because he's an old-fashioned craftsman. So he won't do this job. So all the prints that Kubota-san makes for us, I have to do it myself back here at the ranch. And I've told him, look, come on, we're paying you to do this. It's part of the, part of the job. And he's like, no. The old days, you know, in the ukiyo days, there was nothing to do with the craftsman. That nobody would have even considered putting their names on the prints. It started to become common in the Shin Hanga era, 1930s, 40s, whatever. And I like to do it. I really want, as much as possible, those guys' names on the prints, you know. They're very small prints we make, with postcard-sized prints and stuff. It's not possible, of course. But as soon as they get to a reasonable size, I want to put the names on. It was a nice day here today. I got a lot of stuff done. The door was closed. The spring rush now has tapered off to the point where we can leave the door closed on Tuesdays. our official closing day is Tuesday. We're not supposed to be here, and if you're dropping by Tokyo, don't plan on being here on a Tuesday, because it's probable that the doors will be closed. But during the Sakura season, when it's really crazy busy, we just can't do that because so many people come not knowing that Tuesdays are closing day. So we've been open on Tuesdays for the past few weeks, past couple of months. But the cherry rush is now over, so we can now get back to having Tuesdays as an internal work day. And we had the door closed yesterday all day. What's that outside? It's a taxi, Soka. KM is Kokusai Motors. It's the name of one of the biggest taxi companies in town. It's an electric taxi. When you hear him take off in a moment, it will just glide away. Crown Century, don't see too many of those around here anymore. You'll see them. Where you'd see those is a few blocks north of here in the old Yoshiwara. There he goes. They're neat. These are the new Tokyo taxis. Did you see that? They're modeled after the pattern of the old London taxis, or the regular London taxis. They've got these huge back seats, so you can get into it with suitcases without banging your heads. It's really nicely done. At last, taxis that are usable by travelers. Yeah, the big black crowns, like I said, you'll see them in areas like the Yoshiwara up here, the old sex district where Shacho, the company presidents, bring their guests and stuff like that. Old-fashioned Japanese companies, the presidents, will still use that kind of a car. Okay, we're all clear. Let's give this a try. think you meant Japanese stationery, not stationery. Okay. Have I got the position right? I think so, but let's have a look. I think we're good to go. Let's check and see. Yeah, it looks good. It looks a bit close to the edge here, but maybe this print is going to be trimmed. The girls in the Ome shop are going to trim it right about there. Can you zoom in? Can you see what's going on? Can you get the angle right to see the... See it? There we go. And it's our carver, the young Hong Kong boy, John-san, is carving, and the printing in this case is Kubota Kenichi. And the name of this print, of course, Quiet Ripples. And it looks a bit too close, but remember this is going to be cut. It'll be cut at 15, so right about there. It'll be cut off. Okay, looks good. Let's do this thing. Yeah, very nice. Okay, here's my work for the next half hour. There's, as usual this month, there's 3 printers working on these things each month. So if you're a subscriber to this series, you could get different printers. Suga-san so far has done every one of these. Ishikawa-san has done, I think, every one. Kanai-san, our young printer, the one who's a mother who's taking care of her kid out in Nagano, she's done most of them. She hasn't done this one because her turn got taken by Ishikawa-san, and then Ishikawa-san, who no, Kanai-san didn't do this one. Kubota-san did it in turn. And we send them out randomly, so when you get the print, which printer you get is random. We don't choose, of course. what else went on yesterday here? Yeah, I got the color separations finished for Hanami Cats. I also went to Kinko's, got a new poster ordered for the front door. Now this is like years and years too late, a year too late. When we came down to the first floor here, we of course, there's the shutter for the first floor. And when the shutter's open, you can see inside, and you can see our signs, and you can see the poster that says what time we're open, stuff like that. But when the front shutter is closed, it turns out there's nothing outside that has information as far as our opening hours and our closing dates and stuff like that. And it's a measure of my procrastination and just inability to get my life organized that I hadn't got a poster ready for the shop. You know, I just sort of close the shutter, it's out of my mind. But people have come by on Tuesdays or evenings or something, and they can see the big sign upstairs that says Mopahankan, but they don't know when we're going to open or what's going on or whatever. I've been really careless about that. So anyway, yesterday I finally got a poster made. I dropped it off at Kinko's to get made. I'll have to go pick it up this morning. And it'll be a poster that's visible on the old door to the second floor, so that when the shutter is closed, people can get what's going on. You know, our business hours and closing day and stuff are mentioned. I guess it doesn't matter sometimes, because people that come to the door, the shutter's closed, the first thing they do is look on their smartphone, and they'll get the information there anyway. So I suppose it's okay, but it makes sense to have a poster, just common sense. So we've been here a year and I still haven't got it done. No, the poster isn't going to go on the shutter at all. The shutter as it is, the shutter stays exactly untouched with the image on it, but there's the door to the left of the shutter, the door that goes up to the second floor. So that space, there's going to be a poster on the bottom half of that door. Which will supply the information once the shutter is closed. This is the option. I didn't want to paint something on the shutter, obviously. Then the other thing yesterday, after I got back from Kinko's about 3 o'clock or so, I got upstairs and started doing sizing, and I finished, I don't know, 10 o'clock or so. A ton of sizing last night. Sizing for the next Japan Journey print, sizing for Rei-chan, Kubota-san, Tsushima-san, all the different jobs that are going on here. I sized to capacity yesterday. It's the hanging up space that provides the limit for our sizing. I can't size more sheets than we have room to hang them up. And I still didn't get it finished, so I filled the rack, and then I'll go back tonight and do some more. So. And then yesterday, Cameron and I did some work on the next YouTube video. And it's not, is it teasing? No, teasing, whatever. There will be another video up. It turns out, the video we did the other day, I think was quite successful. I had really been worried that it was too much of a lecture. I struggled with it because it was, to me, sounding like a lecture. When I listened to it myself again yesterday before I went to bed, I thought it was okay. So what we're going to do for the next YouTube video is I'm going to do an addendum to this one. I got a bunch of emails from people after the video went up, emails / and or comments in the video, saying that the ending slideshow, the panning over with the poetry and stuff, was really nice, but they were disappointed they didn't get more of a chance to see close-up pictures of the Zashiki Hake set, the one with the women in the household. to show the Koto picture and stuff like this. And they are really, really nice prints. They're to die for. So what we came up with was the idea that instead of making a whole separate video, what I'll do is probably this afternoon and tomorrow, we'll get those Zashiki Hake pictures out and we'll scan them, photograph them actually, and we'll do a supplementary video, David's Choice 8 Part 2, just showing the same kind of thing, panning over those prints, those 8 prints, so you can see them in close-up, because they are really, really, really nice. We did this before. I think David's Choice number 3, was it? Or I don't remember. David's Choice number 4. I did that book, The Favorite Flowers of Japan. And I really screwed up. I didn't get anywhere near enough close-ups of the book during the video itself. It's just my face talking stupid. So after that was finished, we did an attempt to do a close-ups of the book. She's gone, Sean. Did she come by? I didn't notice it. I was probably rambling along or something. We're coming up to Sanjay Matsuri. Today's a Wednesday, and the festival is Friday, Saturday, Sunday. On Friday, not so much over in our area here. There's dancing and parades over near Sensoji and near Asakusa Jinja on Friday. Then on Saturday, there's parades all down the street, carrying Mikoshi all down the street. And we are going to be busier than we've ever been. On Saturday, when the shrine carrying happens right down the street in front of us here, we're on duty. Mokohankan staff, the stopping place is right in front of the Mokohankan shop. It's been decided for decades. We just moved into it and picked up the responsibility as we came here. So the people in this shop, this one right here, we have to serve the juice and beer to the shrine carriers. Juice meaning for the kids' shrine, and beer for the and that's happening on Saturday, and there's no way I can sit there and do that stuff and run a camera as well. But I think what we'll try and do, I think I did this last year, is Saturday morning I'll put a camera upstairs on a tripod in the window or something. Because we can't do it down here, because just to me, all you would see is his legs. I'll put a camera upstairs pointing down to the street, and at various times during the day I'll start up a Twitch stream. It'll be totally unattended. I won't be able to sit there and talk to you, whatever. But we'll do some streaming on Saturday. And it'll be probably the first one will run somewhere around noon, I guess. It's Japanese time next Saturday, somewhere around noon into the afternoon. Then there'll be a gap, and then in the late afternoon, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, there's lots of stuff comes by this street. That's next Saturday. So I'll let you know more when we get closer. I'll post something about it when we get closer. But for you guys, Friday afternoon, Friday night, Oh no, 284 plus 8. Yeah, Friday evening running right through into the night, there will be stuff happening here. Wilson's a little bit careless, and he's got a bunch of dots, so I'm going to have to get some surgery and take these out before I can send these prints out. See, a couple of places like this, there's a part that's carved not deeply enough. Chonsan is chronic for this, our carver Chonsan. He's never carving deeply enough, and all the printers are really kind of pissed off at him for that. There's lots of places on these prints we get this sort of thing. See it? There's a little dot in the same place, which means the block is carved not quite deep enough. There's another one here. And the printers are always bugging me. Please push him more about this. Actually, you can see if I go through the last, look at this, look at this, look at this. If I go through the last half a dozen that I've done here, you can see what happens. This is why we talk about this. When you make a bunch of prints, these are probably roughly in the same order Kubota-san made them. You can see what happens here. Well, let me get this in order here. So here we are. There's nothing, and then a little bit of a light dot starts to come, and bang, 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 and they get deeper and deeper and deeper. This is when pigment builds up on some part of the block. And this is why the oceans in our carved blocks have to be carved away deeper. And Chonsan is really screwed up here. This is obviously a high point in that block, which bit by bit by bit by bit by bit has been picking up pigment. I can fix this. I can get it under the microscope and I can slice it off. And then the next one in the root here, Kubota-san has probably noticed it and he's wiped it off now. He started to wipe off because he's noticed it. This is careless carving. And luckily we can fix it, but it's careless carving. We've told Chonsan, we've rubbed his nose in it. He's got the idea that back in the Meiji era, carving was really shallow and delicate, and it's only in this modern rough era that we're carving too deeply. He wants to carve it the same way it was carved in the old days. That's cool, but the old paper was smoother and flatter. You didn't have to press so hard, so you could carve more shallowly. This paper is thick and rough, and it's got a terribly rough front surface compared to the Meiji paper. So the printer has to jam it down much more than they used to do. And Chonsan's, well, fix the paper. I'm like, well, this is the world we live in. I don't have better paper. So he's an idealistic young man. I get it. I understand it. I was there, been there, done that. But unfortunately, he needs to swallow a dose of pragmatic juice. paper maker is Sawaki-san, and I have nothing new to report at the moment. So, the same problem, he at his end and we at our end are just so frantically busy with the production that there really isn't much time to experiment. Someone's talking about chalk. You've learned about Hagoromo, have you? Interesting. There was a fun video the other day about that. Now, if you're curious about the chalk, just do a quick Google search for the word chalk and Hagoromo. And there was a fun video that was published about a week ago or so, a couple of weeks ago, I guess, about the mathematicians around the world who are nuts about a specific brand of Japanese chalk for writing their formulas on the blackboards. And it's a thing. It's a thing. What was the series? The Big Idea? It's one of those in that series? It says you can buy it on Amazon, but I'm not sure if that's the same stuff because that company's gone. They closed down. Okay, booting along. We're about 2/3 of the way through. The bottom left camera at the moment is just pointed out the door, that's all. That's the camera that will point towards me and Cameron when he gets here in a few minutes. But at the moment we just stick it outside the door. And I regret too now at the moment we don't have a chance to see the street views anymore. I was doing that on the weekends when Cameron's not here. But I've repurposed the weekends for myself these days, so I'm not quite sure. One possible change, we've switched the stream here to Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, but I wonder if it might make more sense to do, say, Monday, Wednesday, Saturday, or Monday, Thursday, Saturday, or something like that. I'm open to suggestions, so it's nothing is set in stone here. And if we did that, then at least one of the streams each week would have a chance to show the street view outside. So I'm open to the idea. It wasn't that I needed to have the weekends free. For us, Friday or Saturday, for me, it's basically just the same thing. There's no difference per se. So throw me, send an email or whatever, or comments here in the stream here. We could do that. Instead of having the stream on 3 weekdays and nothing on the weekends, I could do it a couple of days on the weekdays and 1 day on the weekend. What would make more sense, to do it on the Saturday or to do it on the Sunday? Because if I did it Saturday, it's Friday night for most people over there. If I did it on the Sunday, it's Saturday night. Anyway, throw me the feedback, because we're okay, we could do that, Maybe the Monday one could go to a Sunday, so it would be Sunday, Wednesday, Friday, or something like that. Or it would be Monday, Wednesday, Saturday, or Monday, Thursday, Saturday. And that would allow more variety on this thing. We could get the street view back. I was saying point the camera at the street and just let it stream on its own, but that would be a whole technical different thing for me. At the moment, the whole streaming is running through my laptop, the one I use every day to do this, to do my work. So it's not just a question of a camera living by itself that I would just flip on and walk away from. The streams run through my computer. So if I have a stream running for the street outside, I need a computer for it. I guess I could buy another laptop and just run that up in a corner somewhere. Yeah, but remember, when I'm talking about Sunday, I'm talking about Sunday for me, which means Saturday night for you. So when I'm saying streaming on Sunday, what I mean is Tokyo time Sunday. seems fairly alive out here today, you know. I guess because we're coming up to the festival, lots of different preparations going on for the festival. The Davis Joyce video, I hear this all the time, you know. They'd see a 30-minute video, clicking it, well, I'll watch the first minute or so, and then you get hooked. This is why the YouTube algorithm keeps recommending our stuff to people. Because those videos have what's called AR. They have good AR, audience retention. And for the YouTube algorithms, that's gold. That's solid gold. When somebody clicks on a 30-minute video and they're still there at the end, this is exactly what YouTube wants to see. Do I have a part in choosing the colors for the pieces, and does the availability of dyes? I'm not sure what you're asking. I know the prints like this one, they're designed by an outside person. I know Jed Henry designed this. He designed it on Photoshop with basically no consideration whatsoever of what physical pigments we have available. And in the early days of working with him, I tried to stretch it. I tried to reproduce pretty much what he had done in Photoshop with our pigments, and it resulted in some strange stuff. I tried to mix too many things and stuff like that. What we do now, and Jed is happy with this, is we just take the picture, we take the lines, we carve the outlines, and then we make the print in our own fashion, using our own pigments. We don't try and match exactly the blue he used. We don't even attempt to it anymore. So we use our own palette, our own traditional pigment palette. I mean, you know, we don't do anything strange. We make a print to his design in our style. Style meaning in our technical, within the technical limitations of what we are able to do here. And it's much more attractive that way than trying to distort some kind of green and mixing something strange into it to make it match the green he did on Photoshop. So we've made a print that's in Jed's model, in Jed's pattern, but it's been, I can't say edited, evolved, transmogrified into a woodblock print within the Japanese tradition. Not sure what to say, you know. Jed recently, the feedback I've got from him, he's just happy. He gets the prints himself, and he's, oh my God, you guys have done a wonderful job with my design. So he's become more detached from this. He trusts us. He knows after 7 years of working together with our workshop, he knows that we're not going to mess him around, that we're going to make beautiful prints. And if he were living here, closer to the workshop, if we had a chance to do test proofing together where he could sit down and watch the mix and apply the colors, then that would have an effect backwards, so that when he was then preparing the thing in Photoshop, he would then have more of a deeper knowledge of what we are capable of doing here. So we've come about, I think we found a pretty good balance between the two of us, you know. He doesn't worry too much about the exact tones of this. He trusts us to make something that will work properly together. Do I have Jed's original handy? Do I have it here? Hang on a sec. I mean the original Photoshop file? It's on his Instagram. He always puts the stuff straight up on Insta, so you can always refer to those things. If you've got one of our prints and you want to see what Jed's concept looked like, just go to Instagram. I don't think I've got it here. No, I don't have it here, I'm sorry. 2019 series, what's this? Oh no, I have the 4th month, not this one, sorry. I don't have it handy. Any window shoppers? Was somebody looking in the window? In the room? Oh, last sheet. We're here, we're done. Okay, done. Where's our friend here this morning? It's 8:47. Cameron should be here. Is he going to have a late slip? Now, actually, what I should do, because I've got to send this to Ome today, I think I better switch from embossing mode. I'll switch to surgery mode. Those black dots you saw in the corner there on a bunch of these prints, they have to be removed. So let's do that now. Let's pull in the scope. There's our zoom point. Cam and I were joking about this, that because we've had so much back and forth with Johnson about these dots and stuff, we were joking about it. The only way to get him to stop doing this is to charge him for it. Whatever time I spend fixing these prints, deduct it from his pay. You know, what's my bill? $100 an hour? What do I charge for doing this? I don't know. Oh, this one's probably not removable. This one's too deep. we can try this, but almost certainly what's happened here is the printer has touched it with the back. It's just too deep. Cameron saying, good morning, good morning. I don't know, Ray Chan's coming in today. Do you know if Chon San's coming in today? Do you know? Have you heard?
I haven't heard.
Okay.
But I do have her Jushiban.
Oh, you picked it up yesterday.
Yeah.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Because I've got to get on with Chon San. It's too much, this Kubota San thing. Even Kubota San's hitting these corners, you know. Chon San's not carving deeply enough.
Oh,
a few
yeah.
standard places, you know. Oh, got it.
Down in the corner.
Yeah, yeah.
Got it.
It's okay. We'll move the camera up there. We'll get the. Oh, you were here. It was here. Unpredictable Cam. Early 2 days ago, late today. They're watching you, you know.
Yeah.
Check
Kind
it
of
out.
weird. It's kind of weird.
Is that okay?
A group of people who think they know my schedule.
It's been lots of chat. There was some that I saw. Some that I'll be doing an embossing, so it's, I could see lots what was going on. A few random topics. One idea that came up was the idea we're doing 3 days a week: Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Right.
But because of that, we missed the outside street cam.
Oh, yeah.
And for me, it makes no difference weekday or weekend. It doesn't
Right.
matter. So the Friday could say, for example, the Friday could switch to Saturday. The
Saturday,
Monday
Monday,
could switch
Wednesday.
to Sunday or something. Or it could be Monday, Thursday, Saturday, or Monday,
Yeah.
Wednesday, Saturday. So I put the idea out. So when we look for the stream later, there will be a bunch of ideas about this.
Got it.
And that might be something worth considering. I think I should have thought through that a bit more carefully
Yeah.
when we made the change. So. The thing, if we switch to, if we pull the Monday back to Sunday, that means it's Saturday night for a lot of people, which is probably, they
yeah.
want to be out and around, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
Whereas if we move it, if we went from Monday to Wednesday to Monday, Wednesday, Saturday, that means it would be for them Sunday night, Tuesday night, Friday night, which might, well, that might probably be the best option, I think.
Yeah.
So if you do have ideas about that, speak up, throw the ideas into the chat or in an email later to us. Because the more I think about this, the more I'm realizing that it might be a good idea.
Yeah.
Because I enjoyed that outside view.
Yeah.
You know, even
Or you
myself,
could even-
I started watching it. You know, Dave, get back to work. You know, don't watch the street scene. You know, so.
We could still set it up and I can just go upstairs and get other things going instead of sitting here.
What do you mean?
On a weekday, you could set up the outside stream and then I just don't come.
Weekday. Oh, you mean the
camera and
Wednesday stream.
everything,
You
yeah.
don't show up, you mean? Yeah. I see. Trade you for the
For
outside,
the outside,
scene. Yeah. But that makes the show and tell not possible. That kind of
that's
stuff, you know. So. I see. I mean, what would we rather have, you or the outside scene?
Yeah, I don't know if I want to know the
I
answer.
hadn't thought about putting it in those terms yet,
Yeah.
but now that you mention it.
Oh.
Also,
been nice knowing you guys.
You should tease up in June the show.
Oh, yeah.
Did we talk about it already? You know?
Yeah, I think so. That I'm going away. Remember, they all
Oh,
thought I was
that's right,
quitting.
that's right.
Or getting
Second,
fired, whichever way it was.
yeah.
But going on a trip to the US. So you'll have outdoor days for a while.
Yeah, that's right. Okay,
Yeah.
so let's leave it then. No change in the immediate future, because when are you going? But it's a month where you're going.
Yeah, it's still a month away.
Soka.
Yeah.
All right, we will think about this.
Okay.
Put your ideas in, and we will think about it. Like for changing as of next
Put a
week or
stool for me outside by the camera next to the tree. That's and then I'll just point at the people.
I'll do both. Here.
Yeah.
I see.
So it's outdoors and I'm involved. But yeah. I can do commentary on the passersby.
Here comes the garbage truck. Yeah. There goes the garbage truck.
They're a little early this morning. Vivid K pieces. Honestly, I would watch almost any time, so it doesn't really matter to. Quite a few people are saying that.
Yeah.
But
Well, before you came, we were talking about this. It's a festival this weekend.
Yeah.
I think what I did, it was last year, the year before, last year it must be. On a Saturday, we were crazy busy Saturday. We were pouring juice and beer and just shopping and everything else. But I think I took the camera upstairs on the second floor balcony. I left it there. I didn't run it all day long, but whenever there was a bunch of shrines coming, I did pop it on.
Oh, okay. Fun.
What I did was, rather than let it run all day, and a lot of times
24-hour stream.
People don't know when, but they do get notifications when it goes on. So what I did was, it was off, and then when I heard that there was a shrine coming down the street, I popped it on, which means people get notifications. So I tried to do it so that they would get a notification when there was an action about to happen.
Got it.
I'm thinking I might do that again on Saturday. Cool. With the qualification that I don't know how much chance.
Yeah, how busy will you be down
up
here?
there and set it. So.
Wait, can we leave the computer here? How long is the cable? Just set the camera up on the balcony through our shutter.
I won't be really doing mail and stuff anyway, but we need the party mail. It's not reliable on that computer, so I don't know. I need the computer here near me, but we need the computer to stream.
Got it.
So is it worth maybe getting another older laptop just for streaming and leaving it upstairs in there? I don't know. I don't want to start too many projects.
Yeah.
It's just taking so much time.
Yep. It has the opposite effect of what you've
exactly.
been trying to do.
Exactly. If, for example, the office was upstairs and it was just one of the staff members reaching over and hitting the start button whenever they heard the shrine coming down the street, that makes sense.
Quoting Gami says, I didn't get any notifications, just some weird sound suddenly started to play. Does that mean you had the window open the whole time so the stream would just turn on and you'd start hearing the parade?
Yeah, that's interesting because we have it too old now, but we don't get notifications. But my mother gets notifications. Either it's a setting or if you're not on Twitch, you'll get a notification. Well, there's different levels of notifications. I don't know how they work. But there are such things and they do happen. My mother gets them every morning. That's what she does.
Okay.
Every evening for her. She just waits till the email comes. She clicks the link in email and it opens rather than her going to a browser.
Makes sense.
So I guess what it does, I'm just guessing out loud, is it sends notifications to everybody who is not, quote, online Twitch at the moment. I don't know. Maybe if you're online, it pops it up as a flash. You know, you're listening to stream A. Yeah. And a thing pops up, stream B is not coming live or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Frozen Runner says, I get 4 notifications, so you're getting all the notifications the others aren't, I guess. Collecting them. Quoting Gami says, I don't know exactly what this means. Talking about doing lots, have you ever learned how to use your feet as many Japanese shokunin seem to do? I don't know anything about shokunin using their feet. Do you know about that?
It's a lot of traditional arts. There's no workbench, a guy sitting on the floor at a little bench or stool or die of some kind. And you might hold some workpiece with your feet. Shimano-san, the guy planing the blocks, he sat at his workbench, and occasionally he'd reach out a leg and hold something, pin it, and he was planing it.
Morning. Hello.
Good morning, everyone. So I guess he's referring to something, some guy who's making some long bamboo fan and he needs to hold with his feet and pull and tug or something. I don't know. Because there's no tradition of giant workbenches here, you know, except in an industrial sense, in an industrial environment, of course. Yeah. So my guess is that's what he's talking about. I'm not quite sure. And for me, no, we have a very highly, carefully designed bench.
Yeah.
How you doing, Evelyn? How's life going? School okay?
It's good.
Just good?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Not great!
It's a lot of homework.
School, okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough, all right.
School.
No, but the upside is she's going to be ending up speaking and writing Japanese at a way higher level than people like me can do it, you know, so. Those who put in the time and the hours, and it comes back, you know, of course.
Yeah. Quoting Gami. Something like that. In all the videos I've seen of Japanese crafts, I'm always surprised at how limber these people are. So, yeah. Must be like what you're talking about.
Yeah, the crafts and stuff. If you go back to like Edo time or whatever, they were done in the home. You know, there was no factory outside. The guy was a carver. He carved at home. The guy was a bamboo fan maker. He worked at home. And,
Yeah.
you know, you got your sort of bench / whatever workspace, whatever it is in the middle of the floor, and that's where you're sleeping that night. So you know, you can't install heavy duty furniture for this stuff.
And now Japanese work culture is no one's home at all. They just go to work all day.
Well, in the southern environment,
Right.
not the crossing environment.
Right, not the
But even me, when we moved to the first apartment in Hummer in 1986, we had a 6-mat room, and that's where we slept that at night. In the morning, put the futons in the closet. I used it during the day to do my carving and or printing. Then around 4 o'clock afterwards, repurposed. Those tools went away. Cushions came out. It was our English classroom for the few years I was teaching English. And that was it. And then when the last English student went out come the futons, and we slept there. So it was totally the normal way to do things. Yeah. There's no way you could have an actual workbench, big workbench and clamps and blah, blah, blah. Yeah. If your work is that kind of scale, then you need a separate kobo.
Yeah.
A workroom. You know?
This print came out nicely.
It is. I'm very happy with it. You know, we were chatting about this earlier. The colors. You know,
Yeah.
We didn't ignore Jed's colors, but we did our style on it. Because again, the things he clicks in Photoshop just sometimes very few things are not possible to do with overlay pigment.
Yeah. They don't transmit to analog as well.
I think people understand when Jed puts up his original Insta version, it'll be the same picture, but it'll be done as a woodblock print, not done as a Photoshop file.
Right.
Well, on camera, I wasn't paying much attention.
Yeah, you've been right on the open area. I wonder if that sweeping counts as ASMR in the background.
In this last video, there's so many comments about that.
Really?
Yeah, because we did that thing at the end, we were just showing
The print.
the print and then a portrait thing, and so many comments about it. Oh my God, that's pure ASMR, more. And I'm sorry, I'm not going to go there.
Yeah.
Okay, if you enjoy your videos and whatever you want, that's fine.
Yeah.
It's not a bandwagon I want to jump on.
Yeah. I'm surprised that those would qualify since so much of it is actual silence. It's, not any sort of background noise between the poetry.
Maybe any video that doesn't have loud noises or something.
Yeah.
Let's shoot those pictures again.
Yes.
Today, Cameron.
Yep.
So, because I can do that. Quite
Yeah, I should have checked the resolution, just didn't realize that
It's
it
funny,
had a
so
bunch
I
of
didn't even
settings.
think of asking you. Have you checked resolution? I just assumed you had already flicked the switch and set it to max. You know?
Yeah, I just never knew it wouldn't be on max. Because I always leave it on.
Is that funny? Then I was your own camera. Do you leave it on max, like
Always.
20 megabytes each shot? So you're shooting all them 20 megabytes every shot.
And then if I need it smaller, I shrink it down. That way I always have the resolution in case I need
our
it.
own, that camera, the black camera, the only thing we use it for is like web posts and stuff like this.
Right.
When we totally don't. So I set it to the
Got it.
3 megabyte level. I've never thought to tell you, Cameron, change your resolution.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
No.
When I opened it, I thought,
This
my
is
God,
too small.
There wasn't even 19, like it was 2020 or something, which meant you couldn't do anything more than the 1900s.
Yeah.
So. Oh, good morning. おはようございます。はい。
最後ですね。
お願いします。はい、できる。
Thank you.
はい。はいですか。じゃあサインお願いします。はい。
僕です。
これ。
あ、OK です。はい。はい。
はいどうも。
ありがとうございます。
ありがとうございます。
have today?
I think there should be some 2 blocks from Kawasaki should be there.
Ome
What's that? Kubota-san? Who's that from?
Oda? Small
Oh, that must be
This
an
must be a flea market.
auction or something, yeah.
And then Kawasaki-san, Ome, and
Yeah, okay. I don't know what the auction goods are. Right, I don't remember what I got. What did I bid on the other day? Oh, actually, that might be worth opening. You know?
Okay.
I mean, as in unboxing.
Yeah.
Opening. Yes. Let's do that.
Okay.
Good, let me finish
It's
this. I'm almost-
9:06 now. in
Oh, good.
case you-
Let me finish this and let's do the unboxing. Jen, we have a show and tell today.
All right. Put all those little dots in an envelope and send them back to the printer. Why?
Oh, to the carver.
To the carver. He's
Carver. The printer just ain't really good. It's the carver.
yeah, too shallow.
John said.
All right. Someone asked, are these the subscription prints? Yes, they are. These are June's, right?
June, I guess.
Yeah.
Yes.
And this is his first batch of anything in the Japan Journey series, isn't
Yes, of course, has been doing stuff for us for a long time, for years. He usually works on Ukyo Hero Sprints. Right now he's doing a batch of the Woodchuck cart.
it? Yeah.
This is the first time, and we needed, why did we have to ask him for this?
I think it was a timing thing. Someone got sick or was off.
Oh, yeah, no.
Yeah.
Kanai-san, it was the Golden Week. Her
Right.
kid couldn't go to the daycare center.
Right, that's
So
what
she
it was.
couldn't do it, yes.
Yeah.
That was a comedy of errors.
Yeah.
Because she worked that week, then couldn't work the next week because she was waiting for blocks.
Yeah.
Oh, a total comedy of errors. Like I said, not so comedy from her point of view, she lost a week's work.
Right.
She was really pissed off at me. Her own voice. And when she says, "Can't go to time."
Yeah.
She's been pissed enough to tell me about this.
Yeah.
Whatever.
The last known god says, I stopped in the shop this
Yeah,
weekend,
yeah,
missed you,
yeah.
Cameron. Sorry.
It's funny too. I know. I was facing the computer screen when he came in. It was kind of busy, whatever.
Yeah.
So he comes around to the right and said, "Hello." So I face it. I knew who it was, but my mouth is going because I'm trying to remember his handle name.
Oh,
I was going to say Nick. I said, "You're not supposed to use people's names like I just did with it."
Yeah.
So my mouth goes and my brain knows who this is, but he thought I didn't recognize him, so he put his name down. So it's okay. And then
Yeah.
a second year, because I was trying to use the
last known
screen
god.
name
Yeah.
instead of the real name. So I've come to learn that know he is now by his real name.
yeah. He hasn't a name.
so. I guess he's here for a while, for an ongoing bunch of months, 3 months,
Okay.
6 months or something. So.
Great.
He seems, from the point of view of an outside observer, to have sort of a cool lifestyle. Working
Yeah.
in IT, I think we can say this without doxing anybody. Working in IT as a support,
Yeah.
doesn't matter where he is. So
Yeah.
he can do the support over the net. So
Back and forth.
yeah, he's
to
here
different
and,
places in the world.
and then sometimes over in Europe, whatever, different places. So it's
Yeah.
cool. I thought, look at that. My God, wow, would I enjoy that life or not?
Yeah.
At my stage of life now, no, because I'm settled where I am. I'm happy where I am. I'm getting
Yeah.
up and having breakfast in the same place.
Got it.
But at a different age or a different stage of my life, let's do 3 months to Japan. Okay, let's jet set, go over and stay in Europe for a while.
Yeah.
I think that could have been a really interesting and attractive, which it
Definitely.
obviously is to him at his current stage of life.
Yeah.
We also asked about the bot thing, because some of the bot commands need to be changed and whatever.
Right.
I was asking, look, in order not to bug you about this, is there
Yeah.
something you can give us, And he really just, look, Dave, don't worry. If there's a change you want, just email me, because
Okay.
that's what he does.
Cool.
We could go into the GitHub thing and put a request for a change
Right.
in or something, do it through that way.
Yeah.
But he said, look, don't sweat it. So,
And he's saying, for context, I live in Tokyo 6 months every year and Istanbul for 6 months every year. Wow. 2 very different places.
but yeah, I didn't think it was that definitely set.
Yeah.
Okay, there we are. Good.
Is the company you work for based in either of those places? Or did you just choose them because you like them?
You're asking him, or he's
Yeah, I'm
asking?
asking him. Yeah. I turn
I
this
think
all the
there
way
was a-
around.
Yeah, anyway. Yeah, I think there was a time zone issue, some times of the year when he's in one of those places, the timing is easier.
Yeah.
I don't remember which one it was, so sometimes he's frequently woken up in the middle of the night or he has to be awake because some
Oh,
server
yeah.
issues going on. I don't know the details.
Job's based in New York City, but he has friends in both Tokyo and Istanbul, so that's why he lives there. Interesting.
It's okay. So the living location isn't connected.
Yeah.
To the location.
Wanna,
What this
do you have
is,
a cutter?
I got a cutter here. I've started keeping a knife here. I used to say, if only I had a knife, and John Becker is always like, oh. So I've started keeping one near here. It's an old, don't tell them, because what happens is the people at the sales desk come and take it, and I never see it again.
I never see it again.
So don't tell them. You didn't see this.
Okay, I didn't see
You
it.
didn't see this.
I can't see it.
And we zoomed out, and we're going to have an unboxing now.
Go a little bit more.
So what this is, it's on a, right to me. Well, just open it. Hashigachi Goyo.
Yeah.
We know him for the famous prints he designed.
Oh, yeah.
The early Shinhanga, Bijinga. We've got one on the wall. Yes, that's true. He ran his own publishing company. I guess I'm not sure the exact background why this was happening. It was either in his early days he did it as business to make money, or he wanted to help preserve and promote ukiyo-e, or he was helping to keep craftsmen in work. I don't know. I don't know the motivation for doing it. But he published a series of ukiyo-e reproductions called Yamato Nishikie. And they were all published in the early Taisho, maybe late Meiji, early Taisho. And this is his imprint, his publishing outfit. And I have mixed feelings about them. Some of them are done really, 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 really nicely. But they just miss, compared to that Adachi stuff we looked at in the last video, which were made by people who understood the technical aspects of these things.
Yeah.
His approach to this was not about the technical aspects. It was about, I want to preserve let's show you how his ukiyo-e developed historically as an image-wise.
Yeah.
So he was trying to do it more of a, let's show the history of ukiyo-e in the images. There's the old Okamura Masanobu stuff, and then it developed into Kinaga and blah, 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 blah. So he didn't choose the best paper or the best carver or the best printer.
Yeah.
His focus was on ukiyo-e history, so they're a bit frustrating for me.
Yeah.
They are extremely famous, they are extremely expensive. A full set of the Yamato Nishikie albums came out about a month ago, and oh my god, I just watched the price go up like a rocket going into the stratosphere, because it's rare to get full sets. Anyway, the other day, a single album came out. He did them in albums of 20 prints each.
Okay.
I was trying to preserve this tape, but it looks like it's not what we're doing here.
Go for it.
So anyway, because I have none of them in my collection, because they're almost always way too expensive, I just haven't been, I haven't got them. But one came up the other day, and maybe it's because of the fact that so many were sold just a couple of weeks ago. The market was a little bit saturated for those right now. So anyway, so I got one. I had to pay, I think it was about 21,000 yen or something like that. It's actually not all that expensive. It's 20 prints in the album.
Yeah, so that's
And I
only a
had to
little
pay
over
you my
1,000 yen each.
So a little more 1,000 yen each. But it wouldn't help me to do them in the shop, even though they're only 1,000 yen each, because I can't break. This album has historical interest, so I can't tear the album up, throw it away, put the individual prints in for 4,000 yen and make a ton of money. I can't do that because the album itself is something that needs to be preserved. And I paid, what was it, 21,000 yen for it, which means put a markup on it, 500. This can be $500. No one's going to pay that much for it, so it's not something I can use here in the flea market.
Yeah.
Can you steal the
Bubble wrap. So you're chattering away and slicing. It's making me very nervous.
How about cutting prints?
Watch
Cutting
those
my
fingers.
whatever, yeah. What I'm more nervous about is cutting into prints, because people pack stuff in a really funny way. You can never just slice into something, because when we pack our stuff for packaging, there's tape on the outside of the package. We know people tend to cut tape, so we've always got a board inside so that when they cut the tape, they're not going to cut a print.
Yeah.
But your random dude on Yahoo packing stuff, you never know what he's done. So.
Yeah. There.
Well, that's something else. There was two other items from the same seller. We'll look at those in a minute.
Okay.
But this is the album itself. Here it is, here it is, here it is. Oh, I think he has part of the original box, not the top of the box. Oh well, whatever, whatever. This is why I could afford it, maybe. This is just done that in my way. From the Takamizao package, no, interesting. Must be a dealer. Must be somebody who has lots of prints. So here we are. The box, the top of the box is missing. The bottom tray of the box is present. Am I on camera?
Yep, right in the middle.
Let's take this carefully out of the way. We will keep this, of course. Here, and here we are. Yamato Nishikie. And this was the publishing outfit run by Hashiguchi Goyo. Good, this is rare.
Do we sound more like it?
Do we sound like this? And here's the catalog. Here's the catalog. I don't know if it's the complete catalog. There's 12 albums listed here. And that might be the complete catalog that they published. And this is what was on the auctions a few weeks ago.
Oh, okay.
The whole set.
Wow.
And it just went stratospheric because it's almost never, ever, ever seen. And here we are. It's all backwards. Yamaguchi Goyo Sensei. Oh, look at this, look at this, look at this, look at this. Edited and published by Hashiguchi Goyo Sensei. Yamato Nishiki. I think that sheet of paper itself is rare, rare, rare. Look at this. You can put your finger in the bottom to pop it out of the case.
Nice.
So nice. So move that carefully out of the way. And here they are. They were all done in albums of 20.
Yamato Nishiki.
So let's have a look. Are we on camera? Okay. And here, this is a typical frontispiece, and all the frontispieces are done in woodblock print, of course. This guy knew what he was up to. Tell you what, we've got a shadow here. Can you move the camera, Earthquake, move it back a little bit so the shadow's off? Good, okay? Thank you. And this is all hand carved as well. The preface is hand carved and hand printed, as is the table of contents. And we have Toyokuni as number 1, and this is the symbol mark that means ditto, ditto, ditto. So number 1 to number 11 are all Toyokuni. Oh, I see that we have Nidai Toyokuni, and away we go, away we go. This is upside down here. Let's have a look. Let's grab one of the prints. Now here we are. Now they're slightly reduced. These designs were originally in full Oban size. Goyo's reproduction set has them down into Chuban size. And here's the key. If you're looking at this, can you zoom in on my finger there, Cameron Sam? This mark, and I can't read it, but I recognize it. It's sort of a wiggly thing which must have some kanji in the background of it. I don't see hashi, I don't see guchi or whatever. I don't know where it came from. But that's the mark of Hashiguchi Goyo's Yamato Nishiki reproduction series. And you'll frequently see it, because I get a bunch of prints upstairs that were taken out of these albums and done separately. And they may also have sold them separately at that time. Right. Sold single sheets as well as sold albums. So we see this all the time. And this is the mark of a print that, to me, I just wish they had gone the extra 5%. No, actually, this one looks not bad. It's nice paper. Sometimes we see them on real cheap junk paper. Maybe, who knows, maybe that's when the blocks went over to somebody else after he died or something. I don't know. Because this is nicely done. Have we got a good zoom here or a good touch? Yeah. It is really beautifully done, beautifully carved, and jet black, but without spoiling the face. This is nice. I'm very, very happy. If only this one print is all I get, I'm happy with what I paid for it. This is beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. It's not 100%. We've got brush strokes in the kimono here. That's not so great, but whatever. Overall, very, very nice.
Just showing the brush strokes.
And look at this. Can you give this guy up here, this face? Look at there. This is to die for. Wonderful, wonderful carving. Tapers off to nothing. All the individual strokes taper off to nothing, and it's jet black in the hair without smashing the eyes and eyebrows. This is tough. Believe me, this is tough. Can we flip pages here? Are we zoomed out? Sorry, can I flip a page? There we go. Okay, here we go. Here's our yellow. This is the famous secchio. This is the pigment we can't get anymore.
The arsenic one.
Yeah, the arsenic. They've mixed a tiny bit of red inside it, so it's a bit more yellow booky than secchio. But this is totally based. You can feel the nuance of that color. It's 50% sulfur plus 50% arsenic. Is that it?
Ooh, long skin.
Yeah, but here we go. Are you ready? Can I zoomed out?
Oh, yes. Cool.
It's a hashira, reduced in size. The real size normally it would have been about that wide, like to go on a pillow
Oh,
in a
right.
house.
Okay. That's there at the bottom. You just go.
Just zoom up, okay?
Flowers in there. Okay. Very nice on this one too.
They are. It's just what this guy looks for is, of course, is the clean, clear, perfectly regular carving. But I also want to see jet black inside, and it's difficult. The paper has to be perfect. If the paper is rough or the sizing is no good, you just can't get rich black. I mean, you press, you schmuck up the face and the hair. This is so well done. I'm very, very happy. Tiny bit of tamari in these red dots, but no, nothing to complain about.
I like the two guys carrying.
In the background, wait,
background.
she's obviously she's in the Yoshiwara in her caged house, whatever. Oh, yeah, it's, okay, good.
Okay.
We gotta get it moving. There's 20 prints here, you know.
Oh yeah.
It's okay, I guess we're good.
Maybe choose some favorites. It's got a 5 o'clock shadow. Love that.
No, Kabuki show. So.
Yeah.
This is I don't know the actor. He's a Kabuki actor. He's posed as what you call a komuso, the shakuhachi guy. This is the hat. They would play shakuhachi outside as a spy or whatever. It's the famous hat. You can see the opening, the little XX here.
Yeah.
It's a little place where the hat fibers are squeezed together, leaving some slits. So the komuso would put this hat over his head, play as shakuhachi, wandering around begging, but he's really a spy for the shogun government or whatever doing so. It's a classic trope in kabuki. So. And maybe, who knows, maybe it really happened. Oh, what have they done here? Look at this. This is difficult. Wow. See the background here? It's printed by Fuki, blowing. You get kids do this in elementary school, right? You get a straw and you get some pigment, and it blows up in all over. It blows up in small speckles, and they've done it as a gradation.
Wow.
I'm not quite sure how I would go about doing that. I think I'd get a piece of paper up here in the air, and I would blow around the edge of it and move it back and forth to limit the amount that's done. This is tough. Suga-san did this for that white. Remember you saw it?
Yes.
What was she
Did it
doing?
with
She
a
used a
brush.
toothbrush instead
Yeah.
of a blowing. Yeah, they did it with some kind of straw and blow it. We are told. Here, not so black here. You get this? We were talking about the jet black in the hair.
Yeah.
You've got the light hair, but this one's not quite so jet black in the hair. These are all toilet clean. Okay, move on.
Yep.
Dramatic kabuki. This is danjiro. We have the nested sake cups. Yeah, our yellow friend is back. Rich yellow.
Nice. Koi, fine. Waterfall.
Boy, nobody a bit misregistered too. Another classic quiet scene. I don't know what we're seeing here. It looks like a classical hani or a garb. I'm not quite sure what's going on here. Oh, this is a pair. I see. It's a match. There's three of them. Okay, three together. Okay. So this must be the right hand of a triptych, is it? Yeah, there's the umbrella. Here's the central. Ah, I see. So it's one of our courtesans. These are attendants. This umbrella is over the main lady, and here's the center scene with the main lady of focus here. So these are three together. 1, 2, 3.
And one of them is holding a chair for her too. Whenever
That
she
would be
decides
it. That
to
would be
sit
yes. Gotcha. Thank you. Yeah.
down. So whenever she's ready to take a rest. So,
This must be the right hand side. And there's obviously a thing here that I don't know about. There's signs, a little piece of washi. Maybe these are poetry things. No idea. In the water. No idea. There's a thing here. There's obviously a ceremony that I don't know what's happening. So they're a bit dressed like sort of Shinto attendants, with the little hat and the white garb. So just sticking my neck out, it's a lady from the Yoshiwara who is being escorted to a specific ceremony somewhere, something Shinto related. But I'm sorry to show my ignorance here. I'm just seeing this for the first time. Here's an interesting one. This is key block done in embossing. Are we getting a? Can we see this? I guess you've got it. Have you? Yeah.
oh, super close. There we go. Yeah, key block is in top.
Part of it is the clothing is printed in black, but the skin, all the skin. Utamaro did this a lot. This is sort of a rip-off of a famous Utamaro series, where the features of the women and the hands were done in embossing, and they've copied the same idea. These are okay, and they're not in bad condition either. I'm happy with this set. Okay. Oh, look at this crisscross carving. Come on. It is. It's Yaegi carving. Look at this. The straight classical ukiyo-e carving, and there's Yaegi. Where each hair has a bunch of sub-hairs running up against it.
Oh.
I don't know how close you can get in there. I don't think I can do that. I don't know. Very nice. Very nice. And Malakomachi, 7 komachis. I think that's a toothbrush, is it? Of kind. It's a piece of wood, and the end has all been feathered in and feathered down. I could be sticking my neck out a bit. I don't know. It could be some kind of makeup applicator, or it could be some kind of toothbrush. I think it would be a piece of wood with the end all feathered, so that it became soft and stuff. And that could have been used to brush teeth.
Could have been used to apply that black.
Yeah, so.
Oh, this one's right.
Oh, this is, we put in the video the other day. This is hake.
It is.
It is. When we, in one of the sections of the video, we put Toyokuni, and it was a view of 8 famous places. It was a raid. It was an evening raid. Meisho, it is. It's Meisho hake, 8 views of famous places. I'm just trying to figure out, it's going to be very quick.
Only one, there's only one already, and we have to write.
And we have clearing weather. It's the last one. It's the clearing weather. We have the storm clouds disappearing, and the weather is clearing up. It was the. Look at that. I had no idea this was in here.
We have to retake the video.
Pardon me?
We have to retake the video
Yeah.
and put this one.
I could have found. Let me see. Another hashira, eh? Oops, sorry. Okay, flip her down. Where are we? What's the yellow thing? It's a boat. It's a pleasure boat. I see. Right? They're on the river in a pleasure boat, and we're looking at a very chopped, cropped scene.
Yeah.
But yes, so. The lady with her client. And the hair done in 2 blocks. Now, both which one are we at? We're up here. The faintest end of the hair is on the key block. You can see the face is grey. And then over it, there's a darker set of hair, and they match. One by one. Very nice. Same thing down on the lady.
Was it?
Same thing down on
Oh, yeah.
and here. Yeah, same thing. Two layers. There's the very faint gray, which is the same as the key block, the nose, and there's a darker one on the outside.
And that's how you're doing the octopus print, isn't it?
Yes, that's how they was designed. And the print we saw earlier in this book a few minutes ago when I said it was difficult to get the hair jet black on the face because that was a single block. Can I just flip just for one quick second back to the first one just for comparison then? When we saw these ones here, this is a single block for the hair. There isn't two layers of blocks because they're simply too small. So these are tough. You've got to be able to get the hair black without going too black on the face. And when the heads get physically larger, you can then split up, like we saw with the one we were just at here. This is now split into a two-block system. And you can go further. When the Couchier started being published, it was a two-block system with a grey undertone. And that way they went. Oh, here we are. We have a grey undertone on this one. But the hairs are not carved on the... Oh, because it's brown. Look at this. The skin tone key block is carved in a brown tone. There's a grey undertone for the hair, and then just the black overprinting. So the black hair is not key block. These lines are not key block. There's a light gray key block, and these black lines are a black color block printed over top of them. You can see, look at her hand down here, down the bottom.
Yeah.
There's the key block is the light brown, and then on top of that we have the black block. Very nicely done. I'm very, very happy to get this. I should have maybe, just broken the bank and bought that full set of 12, just to have them in the collection, but it was just too much. I just couldn't justify it, especially with no chance to inspect them.
Harder to take a gamble on larger sums.
Yeah, $2,000, yeah, exactly. So. But it's okay, I'm happy. I haven't got any of these books in our collection, and I haven't got one. We need at least one to show.
This is a very different style.
Yeah, it is. They're sort of it's another hake, and this is Omi hake. Look at this. Back here we go. You tell me. What have we got? This must be clearing weather again. It's a generic. There's nothing else to be, right?
Who's the designer on this? This
I'm
is so
just here it
different.
is. You've got me here, Kuni Masa, Kuni Teru. I'm sorry, I don't know.
Tiger? But
Kunitora, it could be. Kunitora, you're a step ahead of me, Kanji. Okay. This is university education at work. When I say so with all respect, good. Kunitora, it is.
I just didn't even know that was a designer.
Got.
This is Jet style silhouette people instead of.
Don't get him started.
No,
very
just
Western
surprised it has precedence from.
Very Western influence, actually. It's got to be clearing weather. There's nothing else to be. I'd like to have 8. Unless we're supposed to be here in the Temple Bell South. I can't read the characters here. So.
Enjoying his time, and then we found out that all he liked it.
Interested in its style. It's just so different from anything I've
I
seen
hope I
before.
played with some like this as well. I myself don't like it at all. It's sort of a bastardization of Western etching that they must have seen in books. And it's all itabokashi. The edge of these blocks is all feathered and shaved to give a bokashi effect.
Just have never seen anything like this. Interesting. I wouldn't say it's my favorite either, but just interesting because it's so.
So it is. I'm with you on that. Yeah. So. The series here. This also looks quite modern for that era. This kind of pattern here. This looks like something from like the 1930s or something, 20s to 30s. Maybe this is why Goyo chose these things with his specific, he's got a sort of artistic view of these things, and he chose ones that were specifically interesting for him artistically.
How many prints are there?
There's 1, 2, 3, 3 left. Well, I'm not even
They
seeing-
haven't said anything in the last,
Really?
10 minutes.
Is it down? Is the chat down, or just they're watching? Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, cool. Maybe I've missed it.
There's no.
Oh, never
This is
mind.
hair carving.
Oh, there's a question to you, actually.
Get close on the hair.
Okay, well, just are there places you can go in person to see and bid on purchase old prints? That way you're more sure of what you're getting.
I don't know about bid. There are shops here. There's Harashobo, the Harashobo downtown here, and Yamada Shoten will occasionally have items like this. It's not a question of bidding. They will put the price up, and you pay for it. They won't be on view in the shop. If you ask them to have any of the Yamato Nishiki albums, they'll say, step right up, you know what it is. You see this? My God, look at the hair. Look at the hair. I'm jealous.
I'm jealous.
I'm jealous. Really, I'm jealous. Look at this. Very, very nice. Very nice. Oh, I'm jealous. Good job, boys. Makeup very nicely done. I am jealous. And we've got double from the carver. When he saw this, he's like, come on, you want me to do the front side of her face and the back side of her head. In the mirror, we have the back side of her head.
Yeah.
Shiba-san, good morning. Shiba-san, look at the carving. Kono hori mite kudasai. Look at this. Higashiguchi Goyo Henshu no Yamato Nishiki no Taisho Jiden. Kore mite kudasai.
すごい綺麗ですね。
すごいでしょ Unbelievable.
うわ
Unbelievable.
すごい。
20枚が入ってるわけです。
全部こんな感じですか。
今いろいろ風景もあります。Oh, this is famous. そう。
Okay, I'll zoom back out.
Another coffee game? No.
No, I don't think so. But it is
Evening
famous.
すごい。さっきの美人がやっぱすごいですね。
See, this could be a set. It is part of a set, but I don't remember that it's not specifically labeled as a hakke set. とうとう、折りか、なんていうの違いますか。とう
とうとう。
何か。
みくり川。
みくり川。
これ馬屋ってことなんですね。でこれでみくりっていう風になるんですね。みくり川騎士の図。
This is at the very end of the ukiyo era when things are becoming really Western. And this sort of print was tried, but it never took off. This is where ukiyo could have gone, but unfortunately, at the same time this evolution was happening, also the printing presses and photography was happening. So it killed the ukiyo as a technical way of making prints. Just at the same time, it was starting to evolve into a more interesting visual way of making prints.
Is there? It all looks slightly gray. I know because it's a cloudy, rainy day, but did had gray to the whole thing as one
I
impression?
don't think so. I don't think it's just not there.
Okay, it's just not.
You're looking at the rain. The rain is done in washes, you see?
Okay.
There's
One wash is
line rain
one
and there's
is-
washes of rain. So it's really, really interesting. Really interesting.
Really good.
And this is if the physical job of making ukiyo hadn't decayed because of the printing presses, it could have evolved into wonderfully interesting stuff. But bang, it's gone. You could look at this and look at Hasuri's early prints. And it's an identical stream. It's an absolute, Hasuri's early stuff was rainy and grey and stuff like this. It could have been a complete stream. That's what Watanabe tried to do before he gave up and went the tourist route.
Yeah.
Whatever. Mitchell talked about this in his book. Good morning, guys. Hello. Oh, I should have left it. Sorry. Maybe I have any Toto Meisho Omori, can I? This could be a hockey set. I have no idea. Again, it's interesting art, but it didn't, I can see why Goyo chose these. Obviously, Goyo himself, maybe by making this series,
Yeah.
he was trying to show, look, let's go. This is what we can do.
Yeah.
Everything about it is interesting compared to the old stuff. They've evolved it. It's a Toto Meisho Omori, and my guess is it might have been part of a set of 8, and we're looking at the Sunset Glow, but that's just simply a sticky maneka. And that's it for the album. The rest is explanation and talk and blah 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 blah. He's making his comments about each one of his prints. Probably why I chose this and why it's not. They're a very, very nice album. This is a treasure. A treasure.
Worth
And
what you paid for.
It has to stand as a placeholder for me for the full set of 12, which I had a chance to own last week, but passed up on.
Yeah.
Very nice. Very nice. Very nice. Very nice.
All this for only 21,000 yen. Jeez. So they're saying. Yeah.
what we have here is album number 11. The last 3 albums are Edo, the end of Edo Jidai, and we have up, middle, and down. So we have the middle, we have this one here.
Okay.
On this side. So the end of Edo era is encompassed into 3 albums, of which we have the middle one. And he showed from the early roots of ukiyo-e, where it started, the flourishing, the Benizuri Jidai, and all that kind of stuff. He took the whole history of ukiyo-e into these 12 albums. So I'm happy to have one. Anyway, we've talked too much. Cameron-san, sign us off. What day is it today? Today's Wednesday.
The 15th.
15.
Oh,
Big
it's
day.
payday for a bunch of people, and
Yes.
a bill day for other people.
Yep.
And subscription day for a bunch more people.
Yes.
So good. You're busy today, sir.
Yep.
Do we
First, some
have time to take
pictures.
some more pictures?
Yes, I think so.
Okay. If you can,
Let's swing this around.
whatever, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
I know I'm on party day. There's Shiba-san and Audrey-san and everyone. So I'm here. I have to stick around
Okay.
down here today. So I don't know, in your timing schedule,
Yeah.
the pictures went early afternoon,
I
or
think I might take.
I won't have time
now.
during the day to walk around.
Yeah.
So, but this
Do we-
evening I would like to do
Yeah.
it. So.
Do we have? You have a 10 o'clock party?
There's a 10 o'clock. There's 3
Okay.
parties. We have 10, a 1, and a 2:30, but
Okay.
no 4.
But no, 4. Okay. Well, I think I might just take them right
That's
away
yours.
if that's okay.
It's up to you. I didn't
Yeah.
really feel your billing.
You know, look, orders are really quiet overnight, so
But what about subscription bill?
yeah, those I'll do right after the pictures. I'll take them. They're here. Yeah.
And I experimented with raw.
Yeah.
So that
So
camera
it looked a
does
lot better.
raw.
Okay,
It does raw.
cool.
It's totally raw. Because
Yeah.
there's no white balance or anything. You
Yep.
have to do it all in post.
Yeah. Okay. Rei-chan's here. Suga-san's here.
Rei-chan? Oh, well, upstairs with Rei-chan?
Yes.
No way, really. Come say hello. How you doing?
Should I turn it off for them?
We're still live. No, say hello. We're live. Just say
She
hello.
doesn't
The
want
camera's
to.
over there. I don't care. Make this a bit bigger. Make this come just to say hello. So, make this bigger.
That camera.
No. Come on, guys. I haven't seen you for weeks. How you doing? Are you okay? Thanks for coming back. 青山さんといろいろペーパーワークでしょもうほとんどできたんですね。
そうはいあ上野さんも今
今日もういますか Good. Okay. Just wait 1 minute. We get a sign off here. Party reservation.
We're done.
Oh my god. Okay. Let's roll. Let's have a good day here. Sun's up. Goodbye, guys. I'll see you Friday morning. Thank you very much.